But look at
And
the
here
run
he
him
comes,
and Tony
baby.
Stewart's got, Daryl.
Here they come.
White flag. 1 lap to go, and Busch pushes Stewart to the lead. Ambrose tucks in third.
That 18 car has got to be a mess.
Now, what do you do?
But that man wheeling it, he don't care. And this is where you see your two-car tandem right here.
Remember, he'll try to beat you when he gets over here.
You know who that was? That's Steve Addington.
Who used to be Kyle's crew chief and is now Tony's crew chief.
He will try to beat you.
1 mile to the finish line of the Budweiser Shootout. Tony Stewart or Kyle Busch, who's going to win it?
I don't know if Kyle's got it. Remember what happened the last time these two were coming to a start-finish line back in the July race?
Smoke versus Wild Thing to the line.
He got him! He got him!
Wild Thing wins.
He got him!
Top to bottom, passes 3 cars and lines up third for this final lap.
Tony Stewart's sitting out there right now. That is not a good place to be. He's a setting duck. They're going to come by him like he put on the brakes.
Yeah, watch the run these drivers get that are lined up. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. right there in the 88. Watch Burton.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, hard in the wall. And she's all right after a hard crash, and the caution flag is out.
The race is over. That's Tony Stewart will win the race.
From Jimmy Johnson,
he says,
Biffle
hey.
slides up, covers the spot, and they go to the inside against him. What a move by Matt Kenseth.
Oh, no, what a bad move by Greg Biffle. He should have never done that. He should have held that bottle.
Uh-oh, the little tea kettle is Jimmy Johnson's.
Yes, it is. And you know what? They may still try to form something there going down the back straightaway, getting through 3 and 4.
Oh, no, it's going to be 48 and 78 now. That's what I figured they were going to do.
Biffle made a bold move. Kenseth made a bolder one.
Whoops.
Regan Smith to the bottom. Contact.
Whoops.
Contact again. And Kurt Busch a lap down on the outside.
But Elliott Sadler is on the lead lap that's pushing Kurt Busch up there.
Something happens at 33, though. He gets a run, he has to back off. Like the car just gets loose or something. He can't stay in it.
Matt Kenseth trying to block 3 lanes at once. Regan Smith down to the bottom. Kenseth wins it for Jack Roush.
2, 3, and 4. It's over.
3-car breakaway. Junior tucked up tight under the bumper of Biffle. Kenseth leads to turn 1. Final lap.
Denny Hamlin in the 11s there with no one to push him.
Actually, he might actually be hurting those 2 cars in front of him if he gets back too far. But here we go.
Can he make it 1 more mile?
One lap short for the 29. Watch for others.
But he run all the way back.
78's out over on the back over there.
Harvick still second, 3 seconds back. Hamlin with a 3-second lead and 8 seconds up on Greg Biffle.
Hamlin's home free. And
For his 18th career win, Denny Hamlin delivers. Checker flag in Phoenix.
it's a little bit better. It's just good enough. You're not going to pass him.
White flag. Jimmy Johnson won here on a last lap pass in 2006. But he trailed Stewart by 3 car lengths out of 2.
Yeah, that 14 is just too strong up off the bottom of the corner. Jimmy tried everything he could, but 14 is just stout.
Turn 4, final time. Johnson arcs high, brings it down low. The defending Sprint Cup champion Tony Stewart makes it a smoke show in Vegas and wins the Kobalt Tools 400. Ski in the finish line.
White flag in the air. 1 to go.
You're clear. 5 down. Give that a minute. You're nervous. Don't worry. It's got plenty of fuel.
Dale Jr. off the pace. And here comes Brad Keselowski for Roger Penske. 5th career Sprint Cup victory in 93 starts.
Stop. The rain is falling. Drivers getting out of their cars. And Tony Stewart officially the winner. Red flag.
And hello Newman. But Allmendinger's going to have one more shot at him. White flag in the air. Next flag ends the race.
Do the cross. Get behind him and cross over.
I guarantee you, Allmendinger will drive it down in there this time in the turn 3.
Yeah, he's letting him go, Larry. He's gotten away from him.
Junior third. It's a drag race for fourth. And Ryan Newman wins the Goody's Fast Race.
1 to go. It's a race.
White flag right there, white flag.
Final lap. 49 races since Greg Biffle's last win. It came in Kansas in the fall of 2010.
I think Marcus Ambrose out of gas down the back.
Oh. Down low, not at speed, is Ambrose, but he's going to make it around. And here comes Biffle to become the 6th different winner of 2012. Greg Biffle wins the Samsung.
Oh, surprising. He thinks I'm going to do that on the last lap. I'm going to do it now.
It was the right time. It was the right move. The car just would not stick for him. One lapped car in front of them as 2 Toyotas duel to the finish on the final. As they come to the line, 1 to go.
Well, you don't want to lead on the last lap, but I'm not sure that that's going to work out the way Matt thought it was when this is the white flag lap.
Junior up the outside, somebody steaming. In that pair, it's Kyle Busch, Casey Kane.
And the problem with Matt, he's got no help. He's all by himself.
But think about Kyle Busch. He lost the race yesterday.
Flag, 1 to go.
He's got enough gas to make it.
Oh, yeah, we're in good shape on gas.
He'll make it around, but will he get there first?
Oh, yeah, he's got a nice, he's got a comfortable lead. He's in good shape.
Jimmy Johnson sails off into turn 3. Hamlin is going to have to deal with Stewart for second. Hendrick Motorsports 200 Sprint Cup victory belongs to Jimmy Johnson in the Southern 500.
There you go. These two guys are on the absolute ragged edge right now, driving as hard as they can go, like qualifying.
Truex well behind them, and Allmendinger pulls away.
Keep digging, no pressure.
Off turn number 4 to win the Sprint Showdown is the Dale Jr. Foundation Chevrolet Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well done, buddy. Well done. Give me one more.
I surrender all, boys, because the 48 is all long gone.
Three cars pull away: Johnson, Keselowski, and Kenseth. For the 3rd time in the history of the All-Star race, Jimmy Johnson and the Lowe Chevrolet are going to victory lane and $1 million. Kane is trying to join 2 NASCAR Hall of Famers who both won in their 300th career start. Double Cup champion Ned Jarrett and the '89 champion Rusty Wallace each won their 300th start. That's the number Casey Kane is on tonight.
Pretty nice celebration.
Around the
One more lap, dog. That's what we need.
The done deal.
nobody ahead, and Kevin Harvick now 2 seconds behind. Then Kenseth, Earnhardt, and Boyer. 3 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota in the top 5. Winner at Darlington, 8th on the all-time win list. 7th Dover win, tying Richard Petty and Bobby Allison for the most here. Jimmy Johnson.
Like Larry said, Darlington was a huge boost. I thought he ran a great race at Darlington. Got the wall there at the end and still came back and managed something out of it. So I think when you look at Dale Jr., as we said before, drove his way back to 8th. That's as far as he can get. When you start racing against Kenseth and Boyer and Hamlin and those guys, it gets tough at the end of the race because they're not giving an inch.
Joey Logano got the white flag last time by. Less than a lap to his 2nd career win. Jimmy Johnson now closing in, trying to pass Tony Stewart for 3rd. What a day it's been for the 5-time champion.
And Jimmy Johnson, 2 speeding penalties, a lap down, makes it up, wave around, all this stuff, and comes back.
They do it all the time.
And that's amazing. And it's like we said in the beginning. Where has Jimmy Johnson gone? Not anywhere.
Welcome back to the top of the board. Joey Logano in his rookie season won for the first time June of 2009 at New Hampshire. Back to victory lane today. It happens at Pocono. 2 more miles to victory for Dale Earnhardt Jr. as the crowd stands and cheers here in Michigan.
Oh my God, I wish people at home could be here to see these people in the grandstands and to hear them. We're up here in the TV booth and you can hear these people.
Junior down the back straightaway and into turn 3 for the final time. We get the white flag. 1 lap to go. We will not get another green-white checker finish. Clint Boyer, the race leader, and Kurt Busch stays right behind him.
And Kurt Busch is doing a great job of holding off that 14 right now. As he said, we're not going to be able to finish it off. We just hope we come out of here with something. Kurt Busch is carrying this car. If there's something wrong with it, with the back of that thing, he is carrying this car at this point. Tony, got to look at him.
Oh, Stewart drove in there really deep.
Yeah, look at him smoke the tires.
Stewart makes the pass for the runner-up position, but he might be running out of time. Boyer in turn 7.
See Vickers there.
Yeah, Vickers up to 4th now. Jimmy Johnson in 5th. And there goes Truex off course after a great day.
After a great day. Top 5, top 6 car, obviously.
You're going to be clear by 7, back to that 14, clear by 7.
Yeah, obviously somebody's got into him, it looks like, and spun him around. And that's what happens when everybody gets sensitive and tries to make something happen in these last 2 or 3 laps. It can ruin your day.
One of the great stories of 2012, the resurgence of Michael Waltrip Racing.
Tony smoked it down in there.
Today, Clint Boyer going to get him their first trophy of 2012.
Great job.
He drives it back to the start-finish line and wins the trophy.
In the right position.
Points-wise, it doesn't matter.
Points-wise, it doesn't matter, but a W in the column would have put him in the chase.
Final lap for Brad Keselowski. Onto the back straightaway, trying to save fuel.
Tell me, please. Plenty of room, you can coast around.
He's feeling good now.
Great job by Brad.
Brad Keselowski going to become the first driver to get the hat trick in 2012.
Come get this flag. We'll exchange it for another one, bud.
His third win of the year coming at Kentucky.
Great job.
The next flag will end it, whether it's the caution or the checker. Side by side with a lap to go at Daytona.
And these guys are going to run. They're going to be leaning on each other going down the backstretch. Oh my God! We got somebody sideways. Wow, Burton did an unbelievable job saving that race car.
Amazing save by Jeff Burton.
Now we got the 14 out there all by himself, but he got a big push to get away from those guys.
Tony Stewart pulling down in front of Matt Kenseth, and Kane with a little charge in the outside lane.
That's the break that Tony needed right there.
This is going to be. They're
stacking up. They're stacking up.
Through turns 3 and 4.
Here we go.
The final time. Big crash behind the race leader, Tony Stewart. That's going to allow smoke to pull away. What's going to happen behind him? Can Burton get there? No, he can't. Tony Stewart wins it at Daytona. At New Hampshire.
That's all he had.
That's all he had, man. Yep. He gave that thing everything he had every lap.
Denny Hamlin dominated this race.
No pressure.
Made a great rally late, but it's going to come up short. Casey Kane down the back straightaway for the final time. When we come back to New Hampshire in September, we'll be in the chase, and more than likely Casey Kane will be running for a championship, but he's going to get his 2nd win here today, and it's going to be his first ever at New Hampshire.
400 has been declared official. just shy of the 250-mile mark. 245 to be specific, and Jeff Gordon is going to pick up his first win of this season.
Something like that. He's really moving the car around. It doesn't look very stable right now.
1 lap to go. Kyle Busch, defensive line into turn 1.
There's something wrong with the 18.
Now Ambrose trying to get second from Keselowski while he tries to get the lead from Kyle. Contact in the S's.
It's right, got it.
Dangerous spot on the track for Kyle to be sideways. Looks like he gets off to the guardrail. No caution yet. Here's the race for the lead.
Keselowski's got damage on the left front.
Is the tire going to make it all the way around? And will the 9 help him?
Oh,
everybody's in the grass.
Oh, you're clear. Dig.
That might have been the race right there. We'll see. No, Keselowski's slower. Keselowski's got a problem. Trying to stay with Ambrose. 2 final corners. Do they use the bumpers? A nudge, a push. Can Ambrose save it? To the checkered flag. Who gets here first?
Clear.
Ambrose, 9. Keselowski, 2. Final corner. Marcos Ambrose is going to win at Watkins Glen in a remarkable last lap turn of events. 16, Keselowski in the 2 for the win. Half a lap to go. Will he get a shot? Keselowski trying to wheel it. It's not sticking. Greg Biffle entered the race second in the championship. He leaves with the point lead. Biffle wins at Michigan.
Just had one of the best cars, if not the best, all night. One of the few cars and drivers able to make some passes on the inside when they needed to.
A huge Bristol win. After a late pass for the lead, checkered flag is up. Denny Hamlin wins the night race at Bristol. Gordon desperately needs this win. Trying to get to Hamlin. Half a lap left.
Got a good run off, too. Oh, he's got a
great
chance.
Finishes at Atlanta off turn 4. Can he hook it up? No. Denny Hamlin takes the checkered flag and wins at Atlanta. 3/4 of a mile to go for Clint Boyer. Gordon running second. Kyle Busch running in 15th.
2-second lead, bud. 2-second lead.
Underpower to turn 3. He's going to have enough fuel to make it. Checkered flag and the win to Clint Boyer. White flag is up. Brad Keselowski led the second most laps in this race. Jimmy Johnson started on pole and dominated much of the event. Brad, the guy who led the second most laps but was trailing Jimmy Johnson heading into the final pit stops, and he made up a 1.1 second deficit to wrestle the lead away from the 5-time champ coming off the pit lane, and he's pulled away from there. 4th win of the season, chase win number 1, Chicagoland to Brad Keselowski.
30 laps to go, but on the restart, Hamlin would take a commanding lead once again and get the win.
Does the 2 have enough fuel to make it around this monster mile one more lap? To the lead at the white flag. We're on the last lap. Will they make it back?
Well, he will pass the fast when he's got the 49 pushing him here.
4 deep behind Stewart and Kenseth.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick's got some real help coming towards the front here.
Michael Waltrip in the 55. into the picture. Pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact. Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Fortune's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. Final lap of the race. There is lap traffic now just ahead of the leaders. Will he have enough fuel? Will he be able to hold off Hamlin? Half a lap to go and still under power. Hamlin looking low. Bowyer sliding wide. Coming to the checkered flag. Boyer's under power, and Clint Bowyer is going to win. And the white flag is up. We're in the last lap today at Kansas. A race that's featured 14 cautions. A very tough toll on car and driver. Many, many rallies on the day, including this 17 from as far as 24th in the pack. Final corners here for Matt. Checkered flag is up. Third win of the season, second of the chase. Matt Kenseth wins at Kansas. More lap to go.
Ready, one good lap, one back.
Kyle Busch can get to his bumper. Keselowski still racing with Gordon for 6th place. Johnson is going to be able to hold off Kyle Busch. Kyle takes a run at him, won't get there. Win and championship lead to Jimmy Johnson of Martinsville. Red flag. We're on the last lap. Jimmy Johnson getting away. Can Keselowski hold off Kyle Busch for 2nd place? Busch to the inside in the final corners.
Jimmy Johnson.
It's going to be Keselowski finishing 2nd behind his rival for the championship. Into the wall, spinning back down into traffic. White flag is out. This is the last lap of the race.
Does Harvick have enough fuel to get back here? See Kyle Busch almost spinning there inside of Denny Hamlin.
They're coming to turn 3. Patrick is driven away from the scene. The long dry spell for Kevin Harvick and Richard Childress Racing comes to a close at Phoenix. He slides to the finish line while they crash behind him. Keselowski threads the needle as cars crash to the checkered flag.
I don't understand why they didn't throw the caution there.
They are 1 lap away as the captain has showed up in his team's pit down from the top of the tower for the final lap. Jeff Gordon leading the race. Brad Keselowski in charge of the championship. After what has been, it's fair to say, one of the more tumultuous weeks of his storied NASCAR Sprint Cup career, checkered flag and a win at Homestead for Jeff Gordon.
I'm proud of you guys. That was awesome.
And the checkered flag and a NASCAR Sprint Cup championship for Penske Racing and Michigan's Brad Keselowski.
We did it, boys. We did it. Great job. What an awesome